Welcome to Truck You Podcast. My name is Sebastian. Today I'm talking to Cameron, a young driver that just recently started driving a 2026 Volvo. He's sharing his story, how he got into being an owner-operator. So let's dive right into it. All right, Cameron, nice to meet you.
Hey.
Tell me your story. I know you're driving right now. What is it? 2026 Volvo?
Yeah. 26 Volvo. I started driving. I was 21. Got my CDL. I've only done over the road. I've never done anything else but over the road. I've never done local anything. So I drove for a couple years. Saved up some money. Put a down payment on the truck. That was like maybe 3 years ago, 2023. I moved to Houston with my girlfriend. So I did owner operator for like 2 years. You know, kind of learned the business. But again, I was 25, so it was my first business. So I don't want to say failed, but, you know,
It didn't go as planned.
Yeah, it didn't go as planned. Learned some things. And so now, after that, I went to another trucking company, tried to do lease-purchase, and that didn't go so well. So now I'm here, much better. New truck. I get paid pretty good miles. They get me home when I need to. It's pretty good.
How long do you stay out usually?
I stay out. I stay out a lot. I stay out maybe, I would say, average 3 weeks. Average 3 weeks. I go home maybe 4 days, weekends, something like that, get back out. The longest I've stayed out ever was like 2 months. And that was here. That was recently, actually. Like, what month we in? August? That was like June. Like January, February, March, April, May. I stayed out all of May and all of June. Then I went home sometime in July.
Okay. And is that a reefer or drive-in?
It's drive-in.
It's a drive-in?
Yeah.
All right. And what do you think you're doing mileage-wise every single week?
Mileage-wise, I would say 2,700 miles a week.
Okay.
But, you know, I get paid like percentage of the load. I don't really get paid by the mile. I get 82% of the load.
82%. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you rent the truck.
Rent the truck.
And then
$6.99 a week. And then pay insurance, stuff like that. I try to stay under 2,000 fuel. You know, fuel prices are up. But if I stay under 2,000 fuel, and then I gross at least 7,000-8,000 after all expenses, I can bring home. My biggest check here, take home was like 3,000.
3,000.
That
nice.
was a good week.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good week. How often do you hit 7,000-8,000 a week?
My dispatcher Joe, he does pretty good. He's pretty consistent. Like if I run like a perfect week, no mishaps, no like being late on the load, got to reschedule, things like that. He's pretty good. I can do that probably every week if everything goes good. He's pretty good. Good.
So tell me about the first time you bought the truck. What's your biggest takeaway from it? Like what do you think? Let me rephrase the question maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you had to do, or what were you supposed to do to kind of be prepared better?
I would say focus. And what I mean by that is, okay, so basically when I bought my first truck, I was 25 and I was with my girlfriend. We were together for a long, we've been together since high school. And so we both ended up moving to Houston. So basically I bought my truck and moved to Houston all within the same month. And that was my first time moving out away from home from my mom. So now I'm trying to manage a trucking business. I'm trying to manage a relationship with my girlfriend. I'm trying to learn how to pay bills. I'm doing all of this, like, you know, and trying to manage, you know, work-life balance basically. And so that's why I would say, like, I probably should have put more focus into the business instead of trying to manage, like, again, a relationship, trying to learn how bills work, trying to manage truck payment and fuel and maintenance and all these things. Like I was just putting a lot on myself when I really didn't have to.
How important do you think maintenance is, going into the business as an owner op? How important maintenance is?
It's very important. It's very important because anything can happen. Even on a newer truck, this is 2026 and I've had like battery problems. I've had, well, that's kind of the only problem I've had, really battery problems, but maintenance is really important.
Yeah.
Maintenance, it's very important.
Were you, when you bought the first truck, were you learning as you were going, or did you?
Yeah, I was learning as I went, because I was 25. That was my first business ever, so I was learning everything. I mean, I knew some stuff because I was driving. I would say I drove for like 5 years before I bought my first truck, so I knew the lanes I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to go, like stay Midwest and things like that. So I mean, it was cool. I just should have put more focus into it. But I had all that other stuff going on. So
What truck did you buy? What was your first truck?
it was a 2020 Freightliner. It had maybe like 450,000 miles.
Okay.
It was like 52,000.
Okay.
And so for the first couple months, it was good. But I would say my biggest problem was probably maintenance, because things start to happen, and like what's it called? Like radiators. That was like 4,000. Like it can get pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Tires and all that. Like it can get really expensive.
Did you have a trusted shop? Did you have people around when you started?
I never had my own authority. So when I bought my truck, I've always leased on to somebody. So when I bought my truck, I was leased on to a company, and they kind of helped me with maintenance and things like that. Like if I needed it, they'll advance me the money, and then I just work it off. But again, like that can only go so much. So like if I have a radiator, that's like 4,000. So I'm working to pay that off, and then just say freaking tires blow
Or emissions or something.
So yeah, so now I'm like stacking on debt, trying to keep up, and eventually it's like, no, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Is driving the only thing you do? Did you do anything else?
I did drive-in and reefer. That's the only thing I've ever did, drive-in and reefer. And then my first time, like my first company, like out of trucking school, I was team driving. I did team driving for like 7 months, and then my partner ended up leaving, and then that's when I got out on my own.
Okay.
But I've only did drive-in and reefer. I've never done anything else.
Okay, so what's your plan next after this? Are you gonna get your own truck again, or
Yeah, I want to get back out there again, more focused this time, learning, knowing what I know now about the business and freight and all that. Yeah, I want to get back out. I'll be 29 in August, so I still
You're
got a lot
still
of energy.
super young. You're a lot ahead of it.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is it driving this truck for you? Like, do you like the Volvo?
It's cool. I'm a Freightliner guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Freightliner guy. Volvo's cool though. It's cool. It's decent.
Why do you like the Cascadia better than the VNL?
I think just familiarity. Like I've only, like, okay, so the only trucks I've ever driven was a Freightliner, and then the last company I was with was a Kenworth. That was pretty cool. Kenworths are cool.
Yeah, the
and then the
G680s,
Volvo.
yeah.
But I just like Freightliners there.
Awesome.
I'm comfortable with the
Awesome.
Freightliner.
Well, if somebody's trying to start and get into truck, being an owner operator, what would be your tip? Your number one tip?
I would say have a plan. First, have a plan, write it down, and then I would say probably save up for a down payment if that's like your goal, to buy your own truck. Have a good down payment, and really just have a plan. Like I would say steps, baby steps. So maybe before you buy your own truck, maybe find a company that'll do lease purchase, so you can get, just baby steps. Get into the business, learn how to manage fuel, maintenance, taxes. Taxes is important as well. Don't forget taxes. That's important as well. And then once you find out the business of lease purchase, or just leasing, like you ain't got to do lease purchase, just do leasing. And then once you feel comfortable, like, okay, I know the business, I know how to manage certain things, then you save up your down payment from the lease, and then you go buy your own truck. And then once you buy your own truck, bring that truck on, lease it on to a company. And then once you feel comfortable in that, then you do like you go get your own authority. Just baby steps. I would say baby steps. Just, take it step by step. Don't be in a rush. You got
100%.
time. Just,
100%. Have you had any experience with bad lease to purchase programs?
My last company, I was with Super Ego. Horrible.
I mean, we all know that it's a pretty crappy place to be, but
yeah.
What would be some of the red signs for lease to purchase program that you would caution others?
Red flags. I would say, as far as getting percentage paid, try to take nothing less than like 80%. Cause Super Ego, they were only doing like 72%, something like that, and they were kind of hiding like the rate cons of how much you get paid.
A lot of hidden fees.
Yeah, right? A lot of hidden fees
out of nowhere. For stuff
so make sure if
you're
gonna do lease purchase, make sure you know your fees. You know what's being taken out weekly, what's being taken out monthly, like your insurance, your truck payment, and make sure you get everything in writing and keep your contracts. Always keep your contracts. Keep them in the file. All those things. That's what I would say personally. And then make sure when you go look at your truck, inspect your truck. Have a mechanic look at your truck. Make sure because you're gonna pay for it. Like all the stuff, if lease purchase, you're gonna pay for those things. So inspect your truck, make sure everything is good, tire is good, oil change, all those things. Like just be tedious with what you're buying and what you're getting into.
And oftentimes, then you just sometimes after all the fees, you make less than an owner.
Exactly, because you're also paying for fuel.
Yeah.
So fuel is coming out. You got all these hidden fees and all these different things. So yeah, I would say pay attention.
Awesome.
Write your loads down. Write everything down. Fuel, how much fuel you spent, your payments every week, your your variable payments, your fixed income, write how much the truck made for the week, do your subtraction. Just write everything down, make sure you know what's coming in. So
how are you keeping track of your numbers?
I have some stuff written down in my iPad. I have notebooks. I have different things.
You keep track of it every single week?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cameron, awesome story. Appreciate you, man.
No
Thank
problem.
you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'll see you soon.
Oh, thanks.